What is going on, Gemini Collective Placements? This is welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazi, your favorite Cali beater. This is going to be your new moon message, what you guys can look forward to, you may not be expecting during this time. Keep in mind, as always, these readings are general in nature, meaning they're not going to resonate with all of you, nor is it meant to. So just know that if it's your message, you will know. A lot of my messages are really confirming things that you already know deep down, but maybe haven't wanted to look at, didn't want to admit, or, just maybe didn't see it that way. So please take only what applies. If you would like a reading more personalized to your own specific situation, feel free to reach out. All right. So, Gemini, just looking at the bottoms of your decks that I've used for your reading so far, up and not even getting into the actual messages yet, because I haven't seen any of these cards yet. But man, what I'm immediately getting, so please, and this is again why I make that general disclaimer at the beginning about taking what applies to you, because this message feels very specific. So some of y'all, if it applies to you, if you feel yourself getting triggered or getting offended, it's probably your message. Just being honest, just keeping it a buck with you. But if it's not, if it doesn't make sense, just, listen for the other messages that may be yours. All right. Leave what's not for who it's meant for. Okay. So immediately what I'm getting, it's not like it's bad, but I get it. Sometimes it can be a bit triggering when we're kind of like being called out in a sense. So, what I'm initially getting though here, Gemini, is with star being healing codes, community, clear your mind, manifestation, comfort, flexible, and voice. What immediately was coming to me as I laid out all the other cards and was seeing, getting the messages that were downloading from this, is letting me know that I'm getting two messages, okay? First one is for a group, for some of you are really being asked to be mindful of what you're thinking about, where you're putting your point of attention, your point of focus, because it's manifesting. Meaning that if you have, it feels like some of you may be really invested in what your friends are doing or what's going on outside of you, meaning if it's like family, just things happening in your own community, like your neighborhood, right? Or maybe some of y'all still watch the news, like whatever it is. Some of you, you're too invested in things outside of yourself. And so some of you may not be aware that if you're not careful, you may manifest those things in your own life by given it so much of your own personal energy and focus. Okay, that's one message. Now, that's where I was talking about some of you may get offended. I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just, giving this to you to consider. Okay. Now, what I'm also getting here is some of you may not realize that things you've been asking for is the universe is trying to deliver it. However, if your mind is so cluttered with why isn't it here yet? I need, to pay this bill. I need to do this thing, focus so much on what isn't going right or what is, what doesn't make sense, what isn't clear to you. It's like you're not giving the universe much room to work with to bring in, the solution or the download or, the next action to do to align you to what it is you're asking for. Like that's typically how our manifestations happen. It's not just like you want a new car and so it just gets dropped in your driveway. One day you just walk out and it's there. It doesn't work like that, right? So it typically works in a sense of you're guided to, you just may be laying there and then you're guided to like, ooh, I should look and see, what cars are at the dealership. Let me just get if I paid this much, get a price point, this is my budget. What could I afford? Okay, what color do I want? What features do I want? And then you may be guided to call to test drive it, right? Then you may be guided to call to do this or that. You know what I'm saying? It typically happens like that, where you get the intuitive inspiration, right? The intuitive guidance to take some type of action step. Okay. And you really don't know where it's going to lead or how it's going to all unfold, but you just do it because it's like, ooh, I should just try that. Or, ooh, I should just do this, because you just feel like it. Right. So that for some of you is what's trying to come through. But when your mind is too focused on, like I was saying, things in your community, happen in your community, or whether, like I said, it's your friends, family, coworkers, drama, gossip, if that applies to you, whatever it is, it's like your mind is too, it has too much going on elsewhere, right? For some of you, I'm also hearing to declutter. Maybe declutter your home, 444 on the timer, declutter your space. Because as within, so without, you can typically tell what people have going on inside their head based on their surroundings. So if you come over to someone's house and they're a hoarder, they have a lot of shit everywhere, typically in their mind is like 1,000 times worse, right? So I feel like for some of you, to help clear your mind, if that is your message, okay, I don't know your life, I'm just saying, you know, if it applies, this is just, you know, friendly guidance, okay, that it would really benefit you. It would help clear your mind internally by starting to straighten up your space externally, okay? If you feel like you're getting overwhelmed, take a look around you and see what your space looks like, right? That will be a clear indication as you start just deciding, let me just, you know, put some stuff away. Let me just move stuff around. Let me throw away some things, whatever. You'll notice that as you do that, it starts just automatically. That's kind of like a walking meditation. Okay, that's one form of a walking meditation. There's many ways to meditate, and it's not just sitting in this position chanting Om. Okay, that's just one of many forms of meditating. So if you find that you're kind of like just can't stop thinking about something or ruminating over something, whatever that might be, this is your indication to, you know, just start doing something else, whether it's doing laundry. That's a great form of meditation. Washing dishes, these things that we kind of like don't think too much of because it's just normal, right? We don't really feel like doing it, but not realizing what other ways that can actually benefit you energetically, okay? By cleaning your space outside, it also clears up your chakras on the inside. So I feel like some of you, as you do that, it'll start clearing things out, and then that'll help you get in this energy of being able to receive the information that's trying to come to you at this time, because you guys do have clear your mind last quarter moon in Gemini. So it's like your card is coming up in this reading already, okay? And that's just at the bottom of the deck. So that is speaking of this new moon. And I also forgot to mention for you guys, because messages are already coming in before I even started recording. So Saturn went retrograde on June 29th, and it's going to be in retrograde until November 15th. There are two portal dates that, two for sure portal dates that are taking place during that time, the 8/8 portal and the 11/11 portal. All right. So while Saturn is in retrograde, that is, for those that don't know, I'm just, you know, if you know, then you know. But for those that don't, Saturn is the planet of, he's like the father, right? He's the father figure, but the tough, loving father, right? So he loves you, but he's going to love your ass real hard, right? So that is the planet of discipline, karma, structure, laws, regulations, discipline, order, the getting your shit together, right? He's the one who, so this retrograde period is the period of like review. Have you been, if you know there's things that you should be stopping doing, or that you were kind of guided before, like months ago, to cut out of your experience, whether it's people, situations, habits, mindsets, beliefs, whatever it is, have you done those things? This is that period of review. It's kind of like at a job, that annual review. We're going to review you at this date. Let's see how much, you know, how much have you grown? Have you made any changes? Have those changes been beneficial? Blah, blah, blah. That's what this period is for. So on top of the new moon, that's on the 5th. Okay. So I feel like some of you, there are things that are coming up at this time for you to look at and to see, you know, does this still serve me? If it doesn't, let me get rid of it. Let me release it. Okay. Because it's like you guys have important, I feel like, downloads and codes that are trying to come in at this time. There are wounds that are trying to be healed, but you need to allow yourself the time to like clear your mind, to recharge, to reset, recalibrate your energy, to allow that new information in, to allow that new energy in. Okay. So, you know, just, I'm not telling you what to do, just giving you what I'm getting. So let's get into your messages. So yeah, and some of you, with this flexible and chocolate here, some of you, and look, your card again, Libra, okay? Some of you might really benefit at this time by, you know, just doing your best to be, just kind of go with the flow, okay? Be flexible to how things may turn out. It may be different than what you're expecting, but Spirit is saying be open, okay? Just be open. It may turn out better than you think, right? Some of you might really as well benefit from, you know, going out, taking yourself on a date, treating yourself. And it doesn't have to be anything big or extravagant. I get it. You know, finances for a lot of people are really tight right now, things like that. But where you can, you know, if you've been really doing good with, like, let's say your diet, right? Or like eating better, and you really have been putting, you know, wanting this thing, but you haven't been indulging in it because you've been really trying to be disciplined. This is, you know, Saturn saying, go ahead and, you know, give yourself that treat. Just don't overdo it. Don't let yourself fall back into a habit. And if you don't trust yourself to just have one or a piece or, you know, whatever, then, you know, wait till you feel like you're a bit stronger with it. You know what I'm saying? But, so yeah. And what I'm also getting here is, for those of you that are finding yourself in situations or environments that aren't really suiting you, this is a time to really do your best to make it as comfortable for yourself as possible. That doesn't mean fall fall short on your laurels. That doesn't mean to not take action where you can or where it's necessary. It's not saying that to just get comfortable, and that doesn't mean get complacent, right? But it does mean to allow yourself to make the best out of your situation, okay? Allow things that are trying to flux, trying to leave, let it leave. If new things are trying to come, let it come, right? That is how you make the best of your situation until it shifts the way you want it to, all right? So, your messages. That was just a channel message, a lot. So, oh, look at this. See, Gemini, what I'm saying? Y'all watch me shuffle. That's why I put the pre-shuffle in there so y'all can see. I don't have no reason to just pick cards for you. So, new moon in Gemini. Think it through, okay? Look at this. Look at this. All right? New moon in Gemini. And you know what I find interesting is I messed up on the readings that I did earlier. I did Aquarius, Leo, and Capricorn's readings. And because before I had done research on what sign this new moon is in, and I kept saying Gemini. So I've been saying Gemini and then telling them if they follow Vedic, it's in Taurus, but apparently it's really in Cancer, 11:11 on the timer. Apparently it's in Cancer. And then if they follow Vedic, it's in Gemini or I think Taurus going into Gemini or something like that. So anyway, but the fact that this is coming up and you're coming up in your own reading, the bottom of the deck and the actual card that came out for you guys, listen up, Gemini, okay? Think it through. So we have clear your mind and think it through. So it feels like some of you maybe trying to manifest something. Make sure you're not manifesting from a place of lack, okay? This is giving me an energy of be careful what you wish for, okay? Really ask yourself, am I asking for this thing because it's really in alignment, or because I'm just so dead set on trying to get out of something or trying to rid myself of a certain situation? That's not really the way to go about it. You're only going to make shit worse for yourself. So you're being asked to really think it through before you make, maybe a decision that you might regret. All right. So we also have attachment. Let me just get your cards flipped over for you. So we have card number 5, attachment. Okay. We then have feminine goddess energy. Interesting. And what's activating for you guys is ancestral realm, karmic release, healing the lineage boundaries. Interesting. I feel like I know where this is going. Then we have surrender. Okay. You're being asked to let go of your need to control each part of your life and surrender to the universe. We already talked about being flexible. So, that feels like a similar message there. Control is an illusion, and it's exhausting to try to hold on to it. Let it go and allow yourself to enjoy the relief that comes from doing so, right? And then your financial message is a money manager. This card can indicate your career finances could take a giant leap forward. Consider careers in money management, banking, accounting, or anything in finance. You can expect a happy outcome when it comes to your finances, okay? So money is looking good at this time, okay? But it feels like that, and that's kind of like taking me back to what I was saying at the beginning of the reading, is that some of you, like I said, are manifesting new experiences. You're manifesting something you've been asking for. So Spirit is saying, until it comes, allow yourself to just, be cool with where you're at, okay? And knowing that it's temporary. Everything is. Nothing, stays the same, okay? Everything is constantly moving and changing. That is the only constant, is change. So, but what I'm getting here, though, Gemini, is that some of you may be too strong-held onto, and it makes sense why attachment is followed by surrender. Okay, so it's like if for those of you, this is like a time to be honest with yourself. Okay, because Saturn is only going to kick your ass if you're not going to do it for yourself. It's going to show you. Okay, so where you may have this stronghold of, I need my money to look like this. I need it to come in this way. I need it to come by this time. That's the type of details that you're being asked to release and let go of. Okay, that's only creating more stagnancy, blockages, and delays. That is creating resistance by trying to control certain details that you really don't need to control. Okay, just something to consider, right? So, like I was saying, so it's like, make sure that you're not doing something that you may regret later, okay? Because you guys are healing at this time. So I feel like for some of you as well, this could definitely have to do with whoever this feminine goddess energy is here. For some of you, this is a relationship, okay? This could be someone of importance to you, whether it's, a spouse, a mother figure, whoever that person is. For some of you, this is creating, there could be an unhealthy attachment with this person. And for some of you, that it's a karmic, meaning someone that was just sent into your life to teach you things, not someone you were meant to stay with long term. So for some of you, if you feel like there's an unhealthy attachment to this person, for some of you, that is this red flag that some of you have been ignoring that you're being asked to release. And, you know, and you may already know this, but some of you, the way you're trying to go about doing it is maybe something you're needing to reconsider, because all that's going to do is create more karma, right? More karmic debt for yourself if you go about it in an unfair way, right? Like I said, all things to consider, not telling you what to do. So, now, what I'm also getting here with this goddess feminine energy is a receptive energy, right? So that means that you need to be in this, for you to receive your manifestations, this is the energy we need to be in. And that's why I was saying earlier, it feels like spirit is trying to position you, Gemini, to be in the receptive mode. You need to be in the energy of receiving, which is your feminine energy, okay? Meaning that you're in, and it feels like, you know, some of you have been waiting for something, but there's like this energy of like, you must not be worthy. Some of you are getting down on yourself because it hasn't come in yet. But when as soon as you relax and allow yourself to recharge, recalibrate your energy, it feels like that's when it comes through, okay? And that's because you've allowed yourself to release the energetic resistance that is unseen to the physical eye. You're releasing the resistance that's keeping it away from you. So it feels like some of you, this is helping you see how much healing you've actually done for your bloodline. Some of you have had maybe ancestral patterns or wounds surrounding money, surrounding maybe not being able to do certain things, not having a lot of finances. Some of you may have come from a lackful type of bloodline or background. A lot of us have, especially obviously the melanated community. So I feel like some of you, this is, you know, helping you release, showing you what you need to release. For some of you, it's a mindset. Okay. Some of you, it's this idea that, well, if I give this up, then I won't have nothing. And it's like sometimes you need to give that up to make room for something bigger and better. Okay. So for some of you, that's, you know, something that may be keeping you, you know, stuck or tied or bound here, whether it's an actual person or it's just the energy. Okay. A mindset, which is still an energy. Everything is energy. So it's like when you allow yourself to release that and surrender it, let it go, or at least shift your perspective on it. That is when you put yourself in a position to receive, you know, an increase in your finances. Some of you may need to consider getting a money manager, so like a financial advisor, someone that can help you manage your finances. It's like we sometimes ask for, you know, to win the lottery or ask for $1 million, but a lot of people have not won $1 million. A lot of our family members have not won $1 million. So when they get that money, because they haven't shifted the mindset that needs to come with it, they end up losing it as soon as they get it, or very soon after, right? So if you know, are asking for things or manifesting things that you expect to last long term, you're being asked to allow yourself to set boundaries with maybe yourself, your spending, who you share your knowledge or your information with, your business with, you know, things like that. And, you know, really think about who you're keeping around that don't need to be there. Okay. Some of you are maybe trying to take people with you who are not supposed to come. It's something to consider. All right. So let's get into your tarot for Gemini. What's going on as it pertains to the spread? Y'all's reading is loaded already. I'm just like, man, I'd be almost finishing up with the other ones, but I trust that this message will find who it's meant for and who needs it. So it's all good. So let's see. For Geminis, 8 of Pentacles at the bottom. So it's about staying focused, continuing to work on yourself. Whatever effort and energy you're putting in, this is your indication that it is paying off. You just need to keep going because you're so close. Okay. For Gemini, what they need to know, what they may not be expecting, what they can look forward to, what should be made aware of as pertains to the spread for the new moon. So first out is 2 of Pentacles. Interesting. What else? We know the 2 of Pentacles represents a choice. It's also juggling, you know, got a lot going on at once. Okay, others of you, this could definitely represent a person, you know, someone that maybe you have an attachment to, but you know, may have another person to choose from. Okay, some of you, this is someone you're dealing with that may have a choice between you and someone else. This could be a masculine energy that is, you know, has more than one person, and some of you are aware of this, but maybe it's difficult to release them because of some type of attachment you have to them. So some of you, if that applies, this is a boundary that you need to set with this person. Okay, some of you, this person, like I was saying earlier, is a karmic, meaning they were just sent into your life to teach you maybe to have boundaries, how to have boundaries. I learned that with an individual that was very, you know, had a lot of narcissistic traits. I don't call everybody, I'm beyond that. I've grown beyond that, calling everybody a fucking narcissist. You attract them because you have traits too then. But anyway, ultimately what they were teaching me is where I lacked boundaries for boundaries with other people, but also where I lacked love for myself, because I saw red flags, I saw things that hurt me, that made me sad, that weren't in alignment, and I didn't at the time love myself enough to decide that I can let go of that and I can do better, I can attract better, I can align with better. I didn't, these are things that I didn't know at that time, but that's what that person came into my experience to teach me, and that was part of the bloodline karma stuff that I incarnated into this lifetime to heal. Like I've watched, remember my grandma, none of us knew until she was, passed on. Both of my grandparents passed on, that he used to abuse her back in the day, right? But back then as well, they were taught that you don't give up, you don't quit. Once you get married, you're locked in for life. It doesn't matter, you stay. Doesn't matter if you're not happy. Doesn't matter if you're, getting hurt, getting abused, getting, hit. It doesn't matter. You stay type shit, right? So some of you are also healers of your bloodline, and you're being put in a position to really step forward in that way and make a different choice, okay? And choose to let this, whatever this is that some of you find yourself attached to or can't seem to let go of, this is your indication. This is Saturn that's about to come and kick your ass, okay? If you're not listening, all right? You need to let it go. You need to let it go. So if it's toxic, it's time to let it go. It's time to release it, all right? What else for Gemini? And what I was getting with too with the feminine energy, what was coming through, but I couldn't finish it, was for some of you, this is on your mom's side. This is a feminine energy. That some of you are a cycle that you've picked up from your mother's side, that some of you are closing out. That could be that is what I feel like this attachment is. Okay. So it's like once you clear your mother wound, that then opens you up to not only receive love, but receive the money, blessings, abundance, stability that a lot of you are looking for. And some of you are looking for it through other people. Okay. Once you clear that, karma, which you already are doing with healing the lineage, okay, and wounds are healed. Y'all got two cards here at the bottom of the deck, and the card that actually came out here, healing the lineage, and wounds are healed. So it's like some of you Geminis may not realize it yet, okay? It may not be very apparent to you because the 3D does have time lag, meaning it takes a little bit of time to catch up to what you've done energetically, internally. It does take a little bit of time for that to show up in your 3D reality externally, all right? So next up we have the Magician. So this is, again, manifestation. So this is about, you have everything you need. You just need to make the choice and act on what you know you need to do, okay? 3 of Pentacles. So this is, growth, things, for progression, collaboration, okay? Whatever you're investing in, whatever you choose to do and take action on, you have everything you need to do it, and it will grow. So this is your kind of like reminder that, whatever it's like, I feel like Gemini, you can't really make a wrong choice here, okay? As long as whatever you choose is in alignment and it's done with integrity, you can't lose, okay? Let's get an overall outcome for Gemini. Overall outcome message for Gemini, please. Ooh, you see what I'm saying? 9 of Pentacles, okay? So this is the independent energy. This is single energy, but this is also about completion, okay? 9s are completion. But this also represents goals being completed, okay? So it feels like, Gemini, you guys are being positioned to make a decision. Choose the route you're going to take. Step into your masculine energy. It doesn't matter if you're a man or woman. It doesn't matter. This is about still stepping into that masculine energy, that determined, passionate, fiery, go-getter type of energy. Take action. You have everything you need. You're manifesting. You're powerful right now. So this is about really taking that energy, embodying that energy, and using it to go forward. That's what's going to help whatever you're putting this energy towards. It's going to build, it's going to grow. You jump from the 3 to the 9, okay? It's like all that's missing is that 6, right? So this is saying that you're so close, okay? It is not going to take you a lot to get from where you need to go. It feels like you guys are going to be basically like leaping. Some of you, if you believe in timeline jumps and shifts, things like that, it feels like that's what this energy is, that once you release this attachment, it's like it's automatically going to catapult you into a brand new timeline if you allow it, all right? And then we have the Queen of Wands at the bottom. Divine matches, divine counterparts here. So some of you could be manifesting a divine counterpart as well. But others of you, this is, restoring that balance within your own feminine, masculine energy, okay? But for others of you, if this has to do with the connection, once you heal your mother wound, this puts you in a mode to receive the person that you're asking for, that you're passionate about them and they're just as passionate about you. Maybe you guys are both driven about life. Both of you are creative. It just feels like a really beautiful energy. And then the Fool, followed by the Fool, okay? Brand new beginning, fresh start, clean slate, okay? So take it as it applies. So let's get some, we're gonna wrap with some advice and guidance from your spirit team. So it's interesting how I shuffled 3 times for this, for a card from this deck that I've been using for guidance and advice, and I, stated that if I'm not going to force the message, so if nothing comes on this last shuffle, then, I'm just going to put it down, but flexible is at the bottom. So I gave you guys that message, but I did get 2 cards from the other deck that I was using for that. So, and it's this. Oh, I can't even make this shit up, Spirit. Thank you. So the first card that came out is Yoga. They came out together with this yes on top, which is the number 1, yes. And then we have your card, Libra. Oh no, Libra, I'm sorry, Gemini. I don't know why I thought for some reason I thought that was your sign for right in this message. That's interesting. So some of you may be dealing with the Libra, but it's still, Libras represent karma, justice, okay? And we're just talking about karma and justice. So like I said, some of you, this is your indication that yes, you've done the work. So whatever question I haven't answered, you have a yes to that, okay? So yoga, contemplation, go within, steady, balanced, okay? Relax, take a break. We talked about that, okay? Inner child healing. 3 cards are saying that talking about you've healed, you've done the work. So this is Spirit saying you've done something, you've completed something, Gemini. Now it's just a matter of kind of like just letting yourself chill, trusting that you've done your part, trusting that you've completed whatever you're meant to complete. Like I said, okay, this is a yes card. So whatever question you've been asking, this is Spirit saying, yes, take a fucking break, Gemini. Yes, chill the fuck out. Yes, go on that trip. Yes, relax. Whatever that is. Okay. So interesting. But like I was saying earlier with the recharging here, okay? Recharging. That's what this is. Going within, relaxing, yoga, okay? If some of you maybe have been being guided to do yoga, you may be a yoga instructor, you may benefit by doing some yoga, okay? So then we also have mountain. Know that you are protected as you face challenges, but remain cautious, okay? And then we have world. Be open to new possibilities in all areas of life, all right? That is, again, what Spirit is talking about with this be flexible here at the bottom, okay? Be flexible, followed by come to the edge, okay? So this is definitely with the full energy that we just talked about there. This is, all, I feel like, connected with each other, okay? That you may feel challenged at this time, but you have to know that you're being guided, okay? And you've done the work. So this is about continuing to release any other remaining attachments that you might find yourself holding on to. And that 5 with the 4 and the 1 here is another 5. 5s represent change, right? Positive changes. They could also represent conflict, drama. So I feel like, some of you need to know that if you're feeling like things may be conflicting, there may be drama surrounding you, do your best to stay out of it. Think things through before you make it, like I said, make a decision that you might regret. Say something you can't take back, whatever that might be, okay? But just know, I feel like this ultimately is leading you to a way happier period of life, a whole happier timeline that maybe some of you are aware of. Just because it hasn't maybe revealed itself yet externally, you're way closer than you think, all right? So I hope this reading was helpful, Gemini. If it was, if you found any resonance, I'd appreciate if you smash that thumbs up. Consider subscribing, liking, commenting, following, all that good stuff. And until next time, you guys, howdy.